Hello everyone, today's review is of the Jurassic Park 2K9 released in 2013 with the re-release of the film Jurassic Park. This is a completely new sculpt by David Sylvia, the Pachyrhinosaurus Clash with Dino Damage. So let's do this. It was only available at Toys R Us for a limited time. Now it's only available on eBay and also Burlington Coat Factory. But I've had this guy for a while just chilling in the box, but I really want to take it out and do a review, so let's do it. You see the box is open concept just like the Allosaurus Assault set is. You get really cool artwork of them showing down. This is the showdown set, that's what it's all about. The back is just as sick. You got your G.I. Joe posable arms and legs, which are amazing. His name is Gunnar Gordon. Even if it is a little bit airbrushed, it's very accurate to the dinosaur you get. You even have it rated just like you do for the Allosaurus. Power, speed, intelligence, and its special ability. Its action features, Dino Damage, everything. This whole box is just A1. It's great stuff. And on the bottom you see here that they covered up the Stegosaurus instead of the Pachyrhinosaurus that we got. And they got a bunch of repaints of the Dino Battlers and the Growlers. And for some reason they covered up the trike, even though the trike was indeed released. But you can see the design, the warning bars, this little metal, it's rusted. It looks fantastic. I do not know why they didn't give us anything really cool or this great looking for Jurassic World. So without further ado, let's open this guy. Actually, that's all you need to do. You just need to open up the top and it slides right out. Just like the Allosaurus. Genius, whoever created this box. Like, look at this stuff. Just bam, bam, amazing. Really well done packaging, my God. Okay. Come on out, Dino. Whoa, this thing is heavy. One thing to note, really cool on the back here. You have pteranodons flying, the mountains, and then the T-Rex paddock. Incredible. It's a little bit more updated and modern, but you even have the, like, right here, they broke out. And of course the Try Me little guy with the warning stripe. But this is just a phenomenal packaging. Ferns. So here's our G.I. Joe guy. Wait a minute, their G.I. Joe guy's supposed to have weapons. Let's get his weapons. Well, I must be going crazy because his weapon, unlike the 2K9 G.I. Joe that was the prototype, the Maori guy, this guy, you can feed the bullets in right here, but it doesn't come out this other side, which is really stupid. So they can just like chill right there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They can just chill right there. He has a hole in his back you can put weapons in, but you can't put this gun in his back at all. I mean, I guess like that. It looks kind of stupid. It's not as cool as this guy right here. I'll just do a comparison. Like this dude, obviously I don't have his stuff with him, but he has a gun holster. He had a backpack that hole is there for with ninja swords. And those are two completely different holes. I don't think he could fit a ninja sword stuff in there. And does his head come off or something? His vest, unlike the 2K9 prototype, that guy's vest comes off. This is a loose vest on top of a already painted torso, but for some reason, oh yeah, you can. There he is. Okay, so you can't take his vest off. But I guess no, you really can't because this dude's got dreads. I mean, how are you supposed to? This whole figure just seems like a failure. The vest can come off, but it can't because the dude's got dreads and a bun there, and for some reason, it's just not going to work. This vest really won't go back together. This figure's just all kinds of fail. So the vest doesn't come off really because of his hair. His hair is cool. We finally got a black guy in the Jurassic Park universe. That's not Ray Arnold. Ray Arnold never got a figure. So it's really cool that we got a black dude who's a dinosaur hunter here. He is really cool. The vest, the whole color scheme's great. Like the green. He's got like shoulder pads, silver, kind of weird, glitterish. Go down to his pants. He's got knee pads. He's got like these stirrup buckles over his boots. Like I believe the prototype, not like this Vic Hoskins G.I. Joe guy here. But that's a really cool touch. It overall looks really great. I mean, you can barely see like little holes there that show the screws for the articulation. But once again, the articulation is just crazy. Goes out, elbow. He's got elbow pads too, elbow bends, wrist move, complete 360, just like the other side. Crazy awesome. Knee articulation, feet move, left and right. Just awesome stuff. The G.I. Joes kick a lot of butt, but this sadly is the third place G.I. Joe. The Maori guy, in my opinion, the 2K9 prototype, is first place. And this Vic Hoskins guy is second because his weapons and his head sculpt is pretty cool too. And sadly cannot take off his vest, and his weapon pretty much sucks. You can't put it in his back at all. You're really not supposed to put the handle of the gun there. There should really be like something on the side, which there really isn't. So that kind of sucks. I do like how it's got this kickstand right here, but you can't feed the bullets through like you can with the Maori guy. So this G.I. Joe is very, sadly, underwhelming. One great thing I do like about these G.I. Joes is that they look straight out of like the Predator movie, which I think is a masterpiece in my opinion. So all these G.I. Joe dudes, they really do look like they deserve to be like mercenaries and or in the Jurassic Park universe. I'll compare him real quick to other Kenner guys and Hasbro. So here's the height of Billy Brennan. As you see, it's body-wise in scale, but this dude is really big compared to Billy Brennan. And here's Alan Grant. And you can see that Alan Grant's a monster and G.I. Joe really isn't. So, like, they're all three different scales, essentially. Let's get into the creme de la creme, the Pachyrhinosaurus. This dude is a pretty nice size. I'm always used to picking up a Triceratops and pushing right here, and then the head will move. You gotta get used to pulling the leg back, which is a lot harder than if you're a kid and you're holding him and you just press right here, the head would move. That's a lot easier than, I guess, holding it by its butt and its tail. You put your fingers underneath here, pointer fingers on the left, thumb pretty much on the right if you're left-handed. Right-handed, it's a little bit more awkward, but that's the action feature. It's not as good as the Jurassic Park Series 1 Triceratops. But let's look at the sculpt. It looks really good. For a hard plastic, it's phenomenal. It feels really great. The detailing David Sylvia put into this guy is just truly awesome. The head looks fantastic. It looks really good. All the pebbles and the texture is just phenomenal. The feet look fantastic. Here's this other side, just as good. And you can see even underneath here, sculpted lines for the articulation of the feet, which you can see the cutouts just more clearly, which kind of sucks. But pretty nicely detailed. Like, you didn't skip underneath here, these areas. Something I really enjoy is that even in the new Hasbro Jurassic World line, they forget to paint like this area of when the heads move up or down, and this is clearly painted. So it's like, how is this the same company? But you can see the eye just looks so amazing. This figure really does look great. The head sculpt looks so good. This is like a miniature dinosaur I'm holding, essentially. This is a crazy good looking dinosaur. The only qualm, I guess, with the whole sculpt is you got a line right here, I guess, to put on the assembly line. The tail here in the back, so kind of weird. And of course the line here for the action feature cutout. Each individual line for each individual limb. You can barely see anything with the head pivot. It's pretty smooth. It wasn't necessary, but it's awesome that it's here. You have a pondering Pachyrhinosaurus. So let's talk about the paint job. The paint job's very out there. It's just as crazy as the Allosaurus one, which looks more like a bird than anything, but I guess, you know, dinosaurs are related to birds. This guy is even crazier. This is like something straight out of some kind of dinosaur book or something. The down damage piece, let's put her in. Incredible. It's a little off, in my opinion. Maybe it's just mine, because it's been out in, you know, my room for a while. The brown here is different than the brown in the actual body, but I love it how there's a little notch right there. You can take it out. I love it, and you can see the sculpt perfectly matches the sculpt dino damage of the dinosaur there. Perfect dino damage. That's how you do it. Great stuff, David. Got your JP branding there, and you got your yellow off cream. It's on the underbelly, on the skull. Sadly missed. They could have put just a little paint splotch there so it doesn't look like the base of the toy there. And the mouth opens. You can see the tongue. The tongue is sculpted really nicely. It looks really great. Looks like a bird's coming at you. It's pretty cool. And then you got your brown that goes on the horns, the toes, and that's pretty much it. It's like an off cream light brown for the top ridges here. And then the very muddy brown here with the striping of the beige. The really cool blue pattern on top, as well as the head crest, which looks phenomenal. So the paint job's very out there. One problem I have noticed right now, it seems that her head is like barely missing the bottom of the table or any surface you'll put her on, which is kind of ridiculous. Her head maybe should be like a little bit higher, and then you can kick it up even higher than that. So that kind of stinks. Besides that, this is a really cool figure. So let's get to some comparisons of dinosaurs. Jurassic Park 3 Triceratops and the Pachyrhinosaurus. You can see these are kind of in scale. Are they plate compatible? I would say so. This is just an outlandish paint job. This looks more Jurassic Park-like, including paint job, not just the sculpt. This is just a better looking dinosaur. I don't know, but the action feature isn't as good. Might as well bring them on. See how easy that is and how awesome. It's just a lot easier. Plus this one feels better because it's rubber. And this feels pretty good for plastic, but I don't know, man. This guy is still top dog. I thought when I was looking at it in the box, I was very high on it. I thought this was going to beat this, but I think this is still top dog in the Ceratopsian family. The showdown of the showdowns. These obviously go together, not just because they're in the same line, but the paint jobs are just so outlandish that you can... Kids will have tons of great play times with this. These toys are definitely for collectors and kids. They might not be for younger kids because there's so much articulation here, but if I was a kid and they had these available, these would have been amazing to own. You can see they're pretty much in scale with each other as well. They look really nice. There's the young baby. I forget the official name for the trike is. This is a repaint from the Dinosaurs line from '99. This is originally from the Lost World. You see that it definitely looks like a baby. Both are hard plastic. Both use the leg to kick back. It just feels that this spring is way stronger, more fluid. This it's not. There's the sizing of these guys. I guess we'll just show you real quick the sizing of them. Looks pretty cool. Stegosaurus Lost World, which looks pretty sweet in my opinion. And you can see this looks way more realistic of a paint job, and it's not that plate compatible with the Pachyrhinosaurus. And here's the size comparisons. Size comparison, very plate compatible though, so that's good. Chasmosaurus, not so much plate compatible. This guy's hard plastic too. I don't know why. You know what? I figured it out. I know why that this is just easier to hold and use the action feature than this guy. Because this guy is so heavy, number one. Spring is not as strong or fluid, number two. And it's just, there's not enough back end to hold the animal. If it was like a little bit longer tail, no, it probably wouldn't be scientifically accurate. Or if it'd be curved like this one is. This one's curved, and it fits perfect in your hand. Spring is strong, spring is fluid. And everything about this animal is just really perfect engineering. This one, it's just so heavy, and the tail is so short, and the spring's not as good. So that's why this one kind of falters a little bit. And these two really aren't that plate compatible. Yeah, they're just outlandish paint job of this guy. Series 1 Velociraptor. That's plate compatible. Probably because the browns are almost the same paint job type deal. And they're pretty nice in scale to one another as well. So here's a battle you definitely can have. Young T-Rex. Muzzle off. And you can see that kids will have tons of awesome play time with these two. I'd say they're definitely plate compatible because they're nicely in scale with one another. The Ripper. Wow, that's kind of out of scale. The thing is big compared to the Pachyrhinosaurus. And outlandish as this paint job is, this one trumps it. So, not that plate compatible. It's kind of embarrassing how big this Utahraptor is. The Demon Carnotaurus. You can see it's a little bit more plate compatible than Utahraptor, but it's still really big. And, oh, I really like that arm action right there. That's nice. So what am I going to give this Pachyrhinosaurus Clash Dino Showdown set out of 10? It started off at a 10. And then it went down to a 9. And then when I was reviewing it, it went down to an 8. And then I'm reevaluating this G.I. Joe. I really have to say 7. I mean, this figure, I wish it was just a little bit bigger in the tail so you can play with it better for kids. It's very heavy. I wish the spring was a little smoother. Paint job's a little crazy. Besides that, it's down damage. The sculpt looks great. I love the mouth articulation, the head, all the horns. The frill looks fantastic. So the dino looks good, even though it has its flaws. The real flaws are this G.I. Joe. It sucks. The gun blows. Really cool kickstand it's got, but you can't feed the bullets through like you can the G.I. Joe prototype. You can't mount it to the back, even though we have a hole there. You can't take his vest off because of his hair. He's, I think, the third place out of 3 out of all the G.I. Joes. So I think this set gets an honest 7. If you really want this guy, I suggest you picking him up. Besides that, 7 out of 10 for this dude.
I hit the dino, but she used camouflage. Ought to try something more subtle next time, Sam. Here, take these, they're very poisonous. And Sam, there'll be no mistakes this time. Bobo, get on board!